nominating committee, we get it together, and then we go, oh man, we're like 3 weeks behind the time when we normally start meeting, which means we're 3 weeks behind the time when we normally start figuring out who's serving in what positions and start making phone calls. So, friends, if you're feeling left out on this holiday season that you have not yet received a phone call, do not worry. Have no fear. There is peace on earth and goodwill towards all men and women, and you will be called, and you will be asked to serve. And we'll be very excited to call you. But I want to tell you, this has been an amazing nominating committee, because there have been many times in my life, including my first nominating committee, when I was afraid to death of calling on the phone. And I don't know what this is. How many of you know that I am a very shy person who is afraid of having conversations with people? Yeah, like some of you are like, oh, here he comes. He's going to come and talk to me. This could be a while. Oh, all right. Chris is laughing because that's what happens to him when we go to breakfast on Thursday mornings once a month. He's planning on going and having some food for an hour, and we end up talking for 2. But thank you, brother, for being there for me. But the thing that's amazing about this is when I did my first nominating committee, number 1, I had no college degree. Number 2, I had never even been through Bible worker training, right? So no Bible worker training, no college degree, and I had no idea when they said, okay, you have board meetings and you have prayer meetings and you have to, you're going to lead the church in doing nominating committee. Now, in the church I was in, there was 25 people. Everybody say amen. And that was amen for me, because when nominating committee comes, I have to know of 25 people that I need to know about to call, right? This is easier when anyway, all right. But the thing is I had no idea what I was doing at all. And I went from being this person who felt like I could get up in front and talk, or I could interact with people and talk to people, to, staring at the phone and, okay, I've got to call the treasurer of the church, who is the only person who can be the treasurer of the church, who's a member of the church, and ask them to continue to be the treasurer of the church. And yet I'm reaching out here to try to dial the phone number and make the call to ask the person to be the treasurer of the church, and my hand is sitting here shaking like I'm nervous to call the person, right? But what's amazing about this nominating committee season is it's crazy. The people on the nominating committee are wondering if I'm going to let them make phone calls sometimes. Because I'm like, ooh, we're going to ask that person to do this. I'm going to make that call. I want to make that call. And they're like, bro, are you going to let us make calls? And I'm like, man, and I don't know what it is. God is doing something really awesome in my life, this nominating committee. I'm so excited to call people. I'm so excited to get on the phone and to ask you guys to be a part of this team and to be a part of telling people about Jesus. I'm stoked about it. And I have not found myself feeling nervous or upset or anything. And you know what? I got to give you a report on nominating committee. I have made probably 50 to 100 calls, but I don't even know how many calls it is. I have called a lot of people. And guess what? Every single conversation, people were happy to hear from me, and absolutely nobody has said the word no to me yet. None. Friends, in all the 20 years that I have been doing this, I have never in my life made that many phone calls and never had a no. Okay? And if you're not going to get all excited about it and go crazy, I'm going crazy, right? I'm for you. Now, I see something else that's happening here other than this church being excited about what Jesus is doing, other than the fact that the men's ministry and the women's ministry and the Pathfinders and the Adventurers and